How strong are you?
I nearly did a pull-up, so I'm pretty happy now.
Not today. Yeah, that's it. You brace your back against the other pole.
You can do it. Just swing one leg up, babe. That's. You want to put. Yeah. Once you get your ankles on it.
And now what?
You want to get this one over here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Swing it underneath so that you're hanging on here. Yeah.
And now what?
Now, let go. We got you. Let go. We got you. We got you. Come on. Let go. Let go. No, you can grab it like this. I'm very, very strong, Alicia. I will not let you fall. Okay. Let go.
No.
Are you okay? No. Okay. Right. Okay. Now.
Oh my God.
Flip off. Okay, wait. No, but it's much easier just to flip off.
No. That's right. My goodness. Oh my God. I almost died. Almost.
Sophia?
Like low laugh, like.
Oh. Oh.
I will
Oh.
trapeze.
What the?
We're coming.
Afterwards.
You would paint them with a base of gold reflective. Then that'll be bringing some more light.
Yeah.
Maybe that theme of treasure can also be worked around that. Anything else?
The only other thing I've thought about is like in Istanbul, like the mosque. I can't remember what it's called. Not the blue one that was being renovated. The pink one, I think.
Anyway.
And all the patterns and shapes and things on there that can just be picked out as sections and on the roof. I think it's just because it's like on the roof and.
Yeah, we did some exploration of that on the other tunnel. Mosaics, kind of.
Yeah, it kind of lends itself to that
Okay.
geometric.
Esin, any burning things to say?
Not much.
Go on.
I don't like the idea of the floor painting because anything you could do, if it's a rainy day, it's gonna be very, very dirty very soon. And as an OCD person, that bothers me a lot.
What?
It bothers me.
It bothers you?
Yeah.
That is your floor, yeah.
Yeah, dirty, messy, or it shouldn't be there. You know, it will be very discomforting to look.
Yeah. Okay.
And it will go very quickly. I'd like to be painted. And probably up, but after the bricks are like that look very good in the beginning. In the front, the bricks look very good. Yeah, so I don't feel that it's a good idea to do something there.
Yeah, but it would be quite weird to have unless you paint sort of patches and you leave quite a lot of brick without painting.
Yeah, but I'd feel sorry to do it.
For the bricks, yeah?
Yeah, because it doesn't need much.
Right. Okay. That has happened every single time. Wonderful. I think this is one of the things that we could really play with.
Well, that's how they're interacting with it already.
Yeah. But we kind of make it more powerful. Did you write that down? Echo. Our original funding application was to do with Echo. Then we changed it. Anyway, it's important to recognize as muralists what our boundary is. And sometimes, it was like an 80s thing as well, where you think, well, the mural continues over and then goes over. Usually, the architecture is an important element of where the boundaries lie. So unless it's going to be an artwork that is focused on the floor and made with the technical paint that you need for the floor, things that I used to paint roads, then it's not going to last, and it'll create a problem afterwards. So.
Yeah, chatting to people, they seem to, most people said they like the idea.
Sorry, if you have any drawings that you have made, please show them, yeah? Have you got any drawings that you made? No. No, okay.
And yeah, the kind of things people wanted were things that were natural, related to the park. One guy said that it was quite a connecting bridge, and it connected to all lovely sort of gardens over there and the river, so I thought that was a nice thing to think about. I think that it would look nice being the sides, but then not having like a sort of straight line where the top would end, but a sort of very curvy line that would go with the design, and really clean, just so you've got like the colour, block colour, and then the brickwork.
Oh, I see.
That, and I think that would just marry the two things.
Can you do a
together.
quick drawing? Show us. So the wall is going to elevate in at some point it's getting towards the curve, but not.
I think Alicia has something very similar to that as a drawing.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
that. Yeah.
just like something like that, and this is really just like such a really clean line, and then the bricks are up there.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a nice way to just old and new, and just obviously just
That's
the
a really
best bricks there. Or it could be a thick black line, like after the top of our design, whatever that would be.
Editing graffiti, and we're not totally invading what people are precious about, like it's the top bit, I think. Good.
Well, a lot of people ignore the little swirl things. I just thought, I don't know. A lot of people were saying it's very dark and stuff, and I thought, what's like a rainbow? So as an initial concept, it's a rainbow. But then I thought, actually, when we've been talking about the echoes, why can't it be like a sound wave? And like, because the way you see sound on a computer or whatever is actually really pretty and nice. So maybe like some sort of rainbow sound wave thing. And I was thinking, but the other thing I was thinking about with because we were chatting about maybe it could be an interactive game or something. So I was thinking perhaps something similar to kind of comic book sort of pop art sort of style, like the sort of, like wow, bam sort of things on there, and then that can help like make the sound.
Kapow.
Yeah, whatever.
Very
Like,
Liechtenstein.
like Liechtenstein, yeah. But and it's very bright, it's very colourful. It's it's very bright primary colours, but it's also little vignettes of things.
That could work in the patches. You could be like,
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, like some sort of light sound wave type thing along the sides of it. I wouldn't want to touch the arch because the arch is really nice, but along the sides, a thinnish stripe of sound wave or something, so you're being very sparing with the paint, but it's still bright, and it can come out here if we want it to, or it can just remain in the tunnel.
But you kind of jumping the gun a little bit, because what we're doing now is to prepare for our participatory process. But so the main question is, how would you, which area of the walls would you take?
I think just the sides. I don't want to touch that arch.
No, you don't want to touch the top bit.
I just think it's a nice arch. It's mostly as it was.
Yeah.
I don't see why you would need to touch that bit. So
Interesting, the sound thing as well. There's like two ideas really.
Yeah, there's two different ideas.
One is the kapow sound, visuals of sound, which I think has got that as a participatory process could actually be very rich, because people can, we can, and people can explore different.
Onomatopoeia.
And also going back to what you said, Barney, that when people talk about natural things, you can always be a little bit open-minded about what natural is. Because, for example, somebody shouting in the middle, what the kids are doing is natural. Yes, so when people say the natural things around here, kids shouting is part of the nature.
I just put out, you were absolutely correct.
Sean?
Yeah, I probably would stick to the lower half of the whole thing, maybe. I don't know. I guess you could go bigger out here, but in the tunnel, I don't think I'd bother going above like human height.
Why?
Because it's so dark that I don't think you can see. You can see like the wall a bit better than you can see the rest of it. And it depends how much paint you've got. I'd probably focus more on the outside of the tunnel than the tunnel. If it was me.
But if you want to make it right, you need to work in that.
Yeah, you gotta get into the problem. Everybody here have a problem with the tunnel's too dark.
Quote, dark, weird alley.
Yeah.
Sides.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on what funding you have on what I would do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But what ideally, in an ideal world, let's say
Oh,
we've
if you
got
could do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'd paint the whole thing. But,
the whole thing,
Yeah.
even the arch.
Yeah, probably. I don't look at those bricks and think, oh, they're amazing. Those bricks.
I lived locally to here and I didn't even know that there was a tunnel. First of all, I think I used to get the train there, but I didn't even know this was here.
Yeah.
Ideally, I think I would paint all of it, but also because it is so dark in there, unless you do it very light, I mean it's broad daylight now and I can't see much.
Yeah, it is actually quite crazy.
I would concentrate on the outside, I suppose. I don't think Lewisham Council is going to change the lighting for this, but...
I don't think it's the council, I think it's the Network Rail who will put
Oh,
the lights.
really?
Yeah.
Because it's part of the...
But don't quote me on that, I might be wrong.
Yeah, it's not very quiet.
No.
But the only ideas I had before I came here for you to paint it in an idea that was reflective of the area or the history, but I didn't actually think about what area to paint. I was jumping the gun a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
But
when someone goes, oh, this is Chinbrook, this is Grove Park, it's the home of, or like something that kind of everyone identifies with.
I know some of the history around here was that Chinbrook Meadows used to be a farm, but I don't know if a lot of general people would even know that who've lived here for a long time. Also, another story of Grove Park is there's none here at the moment, but the parakeets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a myth that they were released by Jimi Hendrix. And
Oh yeah! Feathers.
Wow, hello.
Great thing to start this thing around here. What late?
There you go!
Where have you been?
I like just the idea of it being like, I've so many of them.
The lesson is over. See you ahead of time.
That's it. Good. Okay, we've got 20 minutes. Let's move on.
Okay, yeah, I really like the
Rose.
Rose is here with us.
It's a sheep.
I really like the patches and the bricks, and I really like these concrete lines. And when you were talking about the golden, Katie Mary, I was thinking about this kind of art that is like Japanese ceramics.
Oh yeah.
Together, so they give value with gold. So something that is broken, they make it beautiful with some golds in some lines.
Yes.
And that, I think that could
Emphasize the
be
wound.
Yes.
Celebrate the wounds.
Yeah, and that could be interesting, and the patches as well. I will paint the inside of the tunnel for sure. One of the first things, and the parts here that have like this brown painting.
Okay.
In its
Could I ask you and maybe you to photograph the details where you want to make the artwork and do a sketch on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Patches. I think that will work really well. And we don't, out here we could do that and inside. It's quite an economic way of.
And try to use some kind of shape to make it have some movement. And something here and in the other side as well to cover that horrible paint. It's that's what I would
Movement. Movement is interesting. Wind movement. We've had. There's also the theme of like passing.
do. Yeah.
Somebody said this. This painter guy. He came earlier. He said that is more intimate. This
Yeah.
is more like open.
Yeah.
So there is a sort of trajectory.
Yeah.
Because there's
There's
movement
difference.
and there's trajectory. You can move like this and not move.
But yeah, there's a change when you go from one place to the other one, and there's movement inside, and you can see that movements in the bricks as well. So it's interesting.
Did you do any drawing?
Yeah, I draw like the lines and the things. He as well, like trying to. Here I was playing with the shape of the tunnel, like Shona said, like the bricks, they move in a way like this
yes.
one.
The diagonals.
Yeah, and then inside, like the shape of the bricks and the
interesting.
concrete things.
Can you see that? This is like what the brick is doing in the ceiling, but on the wall. The side, the diagonal curving.
So yeah, something like that I was drawing.
All right,
Just the
thanks.
movement.
Shona?
My drawings are mostly notes, so there's nothing there. But yeah, I really love these little concrete in and out bits. The new pointing, you know, it's kind of.
Yeah.
I think we could do. Again, I think we should do some of the inside and some of the outside, so that it kind of brings it in. But what you were saying about the metallics, I was thinking of like embedding like the sequins, but that's much better. But I think, yeah, there's something about like people keep saying they want to add light to it, but we can't actually install new lights. But we can, by creating reflective surfaces or points of light, we can create false light.
Yes.
We
We can't attach anything to the structure, but we can paint with luminous paint.
yeah. Okay, that's good to know.
But we can't stick anything to it. They're very precious about, because also the weight of it and everything.
The kind of chromate silver that is like completely metallic and shiny. We can do some, and like super shiny like this.
Yeah.
Inside, maybe.
Yeah,
I wonder whether they let us slide some light material through the brickwork.
Yeah, that's what, like, just something to, you know, I know glitter is not great for the environment, but that kind of thing that creates little points of light.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I really love the arch at the top. I feel it like feels like a wine cellar, or like
It's a bit Irish.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'd say the Irish probably built this, but yeah, I think if we have power washer or something like that we can kind of create our own boundaries of what needs to be covered and what isn't. But I love this kind of the graphicness, the picking in and out. Yeah. There's just, it feels like it is lending itself to something that is defined by the outline of a brick shape, you know, that using the dimensions and scaling them, but that to me it looks like it needs something graphic.
Something?
Graphic.
Right.
That's what I've got.
Thank you. You like?
So I would pick one wall, and I would start on the outside and do similar to what Barney was saying, a kind of up and down, and then take it into the tunnel and do like a big peak that kind of goes up,
Right.
like a bit onto the ceiling, but then down again. So it's like it's only certain sections that you're painting, and I'd have it go all the way through. I was thinking about.
Why would you only have one wall?
Because I just think that would be the most doable, and I think it would be nice to have like a continuation from, you know, like from one side to the other.
Right, I
It gives
see.
you a point of focus as well.
Yeah, it's like a carrier.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, yeah. And also it's asymmetric,
Yeah.
which sometimes if you have two lines going strong parallel to each other, it's a bit flat. When you have one, you might have a bit more space, a sense of space.
I guess as well, practicalities, like if we're just painting on one side.
Like the top, it would be really lovely to incorporate the top, but not necessarily all of it, because I think the brickwork is quite nice.
But yeah, I'd have to look at it again. But yeah, the slanted bricks, I like them.
Yeah.
I think that they give a sense of motion. And it would be cool to follow them along and rejoin them at some point at the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. So follow the line of the slanted bricks because it straightens up quite quickly. But they're the mind bending ones. So why did you do that?
But yeah, if they're your eyes, if they're the thing that I think is saying everyone to use movement, so like to use them as if there is going to be a swirl, that's
The entry.
that should be the
entry point.
That
would be really
cool. Going around from that.
Maybe like
Round and
Yeah.
in.
Cool.
That Japanese technique of putting gold into cracks as well. They say like when you break something, when you get cracks, that's how the light gets in.
that's good.
Yeah.
Metaphors. Oscar! Just in time to talk.
It's quite weird. I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but I think that it could open some. I don't know if it would work.
That's why I want to see a montage. I think the montage should have a far away version and a close up.
And the kind of idea of it being safe and trying to make some light in there, I really like the idea of trying to do something like that. So using light colours, and I like the idea of doing something on the roof because also that kind of avoids the thing in a way with the whole idea of the graffiti and that sort of thing. It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Kids are gonna come and graph here, whether we do something here or not. So if we do something on the ceiling, they can do their graph on the side and they can still have their battle and we're okay. You know?
I like that. I did quietly think of that, but I didn't say it.
But, so and I quite like the idea of having the idea of a guardian.
Show us your drawing.
So a kind of a guardian animal sort of thing. So something like that.
Heather Phillipson at Tate Britain.
Oh, that's
when you go
interesting.
underneath the elephant.
What is that?
Which for who?
It's the current commission and the Veens in Tate Britain.
Oh,
the
I
free
need to
bit.
check it out.
Yeah, you go underneath this giant elephant creature. It's amazing.
Okay. This year.
That one's a butterfly.
Show around.
Can be quite graphic. That one.
But then,
Butterfly!
but then the other
We're
thing.
not painting a butterfly!
It's a guardian butterfly. And then I did like also the idea about the sounds thing.
I like the feet.
So that's
you can
me
get
doodling.
The feet on the top of it.
And I was thinking more for kind of the kids sort of thing, but also adults
A hairy,
frogs.
big, massive
No, forget about the feet. Forget about the feet. Just like frogs playing music, and then that's kind of because what I like the idea of using the sound, but I like the idea of also not spelling it out. It's kind of something the kids do automatically.
Yeah.
But if what you create inside is something that the kids, when they make noises, it kind of bounces off.
Oh, I see.
So then they and their imaginations, it can kind of entwine.
Dinosaur moment.
Yeah. Kind of. Not, but I do like the idea of kind of doing it. If you're going to do if you are going to kind of get noises for them to make, you'll have to really do it in the face. Does that make sense? You can't really subtly do that, and that's the kind of Popeye idea, which I don't could work as well.
Okay, thanks. These are my